I actually wanted to take a look at this video by Lazy Shell. iDubbz, the VTubing dragon, and Anissa, the OnlyFans imp. For those that haven't been keeping up, iDubbz is a dragon now, with a British accent for whatever reason, and it's about what you expect. But he's continuing his saga of being a lol cow because empathy, sweet empathy, and America bad, and he's got a hammer and sickle thingamajig because of course he does. And then I think this is supposed to be Anissa, but then there's another quote-unquote companion video that I would like to look at as well, but we'll get to that when we get there.
The imp is dancing! Ooh.
The imps is dancing. I don't know what that means. The adventures of iDubbz, the VTubing dragon, and Anissa, the OF imp. Okay, yeah, they live in Edmonton, and there's a Costco nearby.
His mind is not very sharp.
So you're talking about yourself.
Greetings and salutations. I will say, as a woke dragon,
You sure are.
do love Reddit.
Of course you love Reddit, which is actually going to be the topic of the next video.
Imp has something to say.
Oh.
The imp would like to say,
The bigger the dick, the worse it's sex.
Yes, this is something that she I don't remember what it was that I don't remember the exact context. I just know that More Pegasus made a whole bunch of videos about it.
I have the cuck chair set up in the back today.
Yes, you do. And where's Hassad?
I don't have CTE.
I don't remember what that means.
Okay,
I don't have CTE.
okay, I heard you the first time.
I don't have CTE.
Diagnosis, he's got a fractured skull.
Do you remember you just told me you don't have CTE? He doesn't remember. You just told me you have CTE. All right. All right. I'm trying to watch your clip.
My water.
Oh yeah, this is he's repeating something that Destiny said about Ethan Klein. You can read it right there. I'm not gonna read it out loud because YouTube wouldn't like that.
Mark for the stream. I'm putting it on screen because I think it should be addressed. I will say that I think Ethan Klein is terrified of this guy.
I did like a
What guy is he terrified of?
whole 3-hour podcast calling him a pedophile. So, some kids are really...
Oh, and there he is. Oh, and this thing in the background.
If Destiny was my roommate, I'd get him laid all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh, and this was back before he was doing his dumbass voice.
I remember you said that. That's really weird, bro.
Take some speaking classes, you know?
You took wait, this is a new thing that I haven't heard.
Do some in
He says I
In those speaking classes seem to be working wonders.
need speech classes. He needs like physiotherapy for like a stroke victim just to learn to walk and talk again. Listen to this.
Yes, listen.
You saw the dentist, greasy mango breath loser, idiot, dumbass, freak, bad hair, receding hair, brain damage.
Is it receding?
Eyes too close together. Why is eyes so close together?
I don't know.
the imp
This looks like an alternate me canyon. Yeah.
dance.
dance him, damn, the dance, the imp
The damps.
is dancing.
Yeah, that's not a dance. That's just a...
Wretched Zionist.
Bro, I
Of course, it always goes back to Tzion.
just mentioned Passover and you called me a wretched Zionist.
Oh, well then. How the tables have turned.
Jews
Oh yeah, wasn't Passover...
are so funny when they get mad.
Okay, now they're just being obvious.
The imp would just like to say that we are blessed with mental health that is so strong, and we are genuinely very happy, and that is why we can joke and laugh.
I'm
That's not what it seems like from the outside looking in.
a dragon and not disabled.
You could be both, you know. Just saying. And oh, speaking of which, this is the guy whose video we're about to look at, only it's one by Atozi about the delusional Reddit mod that just destroyed their life. Yeah, they made like, this person made like several videos detailing how they I don't remember the exact contest. They kind of...
I just called Congress because he lost
Yeah, he called Congress,
his
apparently.
job as a Reddit mod. I have never seen a stereotype more true in my life. This guy's entire life revolves around being a Reddit mod, and he is doing his
And he wanted to make it seem like that Reddit mods were important too.
absolute best to destroy it.
He made like several videos detailing how important it is to be a Reddit mod.
Because just within the span of a few
That he had power. I think that's what it was. That was his point, that he had power or something, even though,
weeks,
you know.
this former Reddit mod went from getting kicked off his own community to, I guess,
Oh, that's right. Now I remember. It was the live stream fails, whatever it's called, subreddit. He was the mod for that, and then he got kicked out of it.
making phone calls to the U.S. Congress like he's
No, why is he making calls to Congress of all places?
uncovering some sort of like online conspiracy. And somehow
Yeah.
this wasn't even a meltdown in his head. This was his mission to make people see what only he could see.
Hello, Spez, Mr. CEO of Reddit. I
Okay. No, he had his eyes open to the beautiful truth, and he could not look away.
hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness.
Deadly seriousness. Nothing more serious than being a mod on Reddit.
I was the top moderator of your #1 gaming subreddit, r/livestreamfail,
Yes, this one.
before I was recently removed from that position by the Reddit Code of Conduct team.
So
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember exactly what happened or why. He's just making it seem like that it's a life or death situation.
if you spent any time watching live streams on whatever platform, chances are you've already came across the subreddit called r/livestreamfail.
I mean, I don't go on Reddit, so I wouldn't know.
Usually it just goes by LSF. It's been around for years and has grown into this kind of like main hub on Reddit for everything related to streaming. For example, when something goes down
I can't wait to appear on this.
on stream, like a ban, a fight, a meltdown, LSF is usually where it surfaces first and where it gets amplified and then, you know, spread on Twitter and then YouTube videos and so on and so on. So
Yeah.
naturally, the people overseeing this, and especially the head moderator, ends up with a decent amount of influence, you know, since they're not just removing spam or enforcing the basic rules, but they're also in a position to somehow kind of like shape what people end up seeing, what gains traction, and what quietly disappears before most people even notice it was posted.
Yeah.
And that person, since late 2024, was a guy who goes by Stale2000, whose real name is Brian, but I guess he also has a secondary account called Tarot Card,
How many other accounts does this guy have?
which, you know, we haven't covered anything here recently that ended badly that was in relation to
Oh, I think I saw this video uploaded, but I haven't really looked at it. I thought about looking at it, but I was like,
tarot cards. Absolutely not. But it's safe to say this guy's run as a mod here has been quite controversial way before any of this happened. Because
Yeah.
right when he got his position as head moderator back in September 2024, several other mods went public almost immediately, and they asked the community to move to a backup subreddit and accused Stale of refusing to step down after the whole team voted to remove him, essentially citing what they described as a pattern of power abuse. So when you're
okay, so that was the
accused of
context.
power abuse, what do? Well, apparently his response was to kick the entire team and replace them with his own people.
Oh, okay.
Bro, that's like straight out of the dictator handbook. And even a
I
detailed
bet.
document outlining his conduct was sent to Reddit's.
And a lot of these people tend to be... They claim to be against dictators, but not unless it's a dictator that conflates with their worldview.
Admins, though, publicly, nothing really came of it. Like, it didn't really take off and Stale stayed in place. Nowadays, there are two different subreddits running. Livestream Fail, which is, I guess, the original one, and then Livestream Fails with an
Why is there a second one?
S that never really managed to succeed.
No, why would they waste their time with another one? That's my first time hearing about this.
Then, March 2025 rolls around and a new mod team comes in. And this one, you know, the one he assembled after the first purge, I guess you could call it, they
That's one way to call it.
essentially start having the same issues with him. But this time, things got a lot more heated because the new team found evidence that one
Yes, members of the team found evidence that the power mod was openly viewing, favoriting, and active in multiple communities that promoted problematic content about M's, and other associated media.
The moderators that Stale had added, I guess someone who was described as a power mod because he was running like 200 subreddits at the same time.
Why would they need a separate term for that?
He had some very bad and inappropriate interactions with under 18s, allegedly. You know, I'm just trying to tiptoe around this without getting the video smited.
Yeah, just say younglings.
That's at least my understanding of what happened. But when they brought it to Stale, according to their account, he sat on it and did nothing. And I guess when they pressed him on why, he admitted that at least part of the reason was he was worried that if he removed this guy, it might put his own standing at risk.
Okay, so this is actually kind of reminding me of the whole Mr. Beast situation with what's his name, Delaware, right?
Apparently, this guy's priorities are completely mixed up. But the moderators eventually approached the power mod directly and got him to step down voluntarily. Stale, however, responded by thanking him on the way out and then firing the mod team for making a fuss about the whole thing.
Okay.
Excuse me, what?
So because one guy messed up, he decided to get rid of everyone else. Definitely sounds like they said power mod. This is more like a power trip.
Yeah, that's just not someone you want on your moderating team. What do you mean, make it a fuss about it? So essentially, you have two complete separate groups of moderators who rallied against Stale, who now had the same fate. They just got deleted from the server because they had problems with them. So now we fast forward into early January.
Sorry about that. A water bottle just fell.
January 2026, and a new project.
Yeah, so this was recently. I remember watching videos about it.
Project starts, I guess, making noise online, and this is called $1 Million Fan. The
I remember this.
idea is pretty simple. A bunch of content creators and their fans would compete head-to-head in a luxury mansion in Canada with an absolute enormous prize pool of $20 million.
And was this a scam? I can't remember.
It was supposed to be developed for Prime Video with, you know, filming planned for November of 2026. And for scale, I mean, Mr. Beast's game show, which has also been produced and distributed by Prime.
Strong and smart, except apparently it's not very good.
Prime had a smaller prize. So right away, the numbers alone are massive. And a handful of streamers got behind it publicly. And on
I don't even, I know, wait, what did that say?
Right away, the numbers alone are massive. And a handful
I don't even know most of these people except Extra Emily, who is DJ Dan the Dynamic Diddler Clancy's favorite streamer girl. Only good thing is the NSF, and it still sucks ass, I bet.
Streamers got behind it publicly, and on the top of r/livestream fail, a pin post appeared promoting it. And this was put there by Stale himself. And he said later that he'd reached out to the show's organizers on his own because he personally thought the project was interesting and wanted LSF to be a part of it, but still assured he wasn't paid to promote it. However, given the scale of the project, it was never going to stay contained to LSF. So once the pin post went up, $1 Million fans started drawing attention outside of the subreddit. And when the broader internet caught wind of it, they began digging. And what they found was definitely not reassuring, to put it lightly. Because the front page of their website contained a mansion photo that was an AI.
Yes, that's it. It was I was like, there was something about this that was a scam. And that was one of the telltale signs that that's an AI-generated image.
Generated stock image. The company behind the show had been incorporated through one of the cheapest registration services in British Columbia, and the listed address was right beside.
And it's right next to a falafel store.
At a falafel shop.
Yes, let's go.
It just didn't make sense. Then on top of that, the domain itself was registered in Iceland.
Iceland of all places.
And then suddenly, other things started to change. The price amount had apparently shifted at some point. The main website said,
oh my god, no, everything about this.
$20 million.
And then this mod had the audacity to complain about it.
But now suddenly it was $10 million. There was just a lot of things that didn't line up here. But an interesting find here was the fine print, because a section of
legal documents appear to be copied from Omaze, this celebrity sweepstake company that faced lawsuits. Entire sections of the official rules and terms of use are nearly word for word identical. Same structure, same section numbering, same phrasing. The Culver City P.O. box listed for copy claims has the same address that Omaze used.
The official rules appeared to have just been copy pasted from Omaze, which used to be like this celebrity sweepstakes.
Okay, so now they're guilty of plagiarism. I mean, granted, you could probably copy anyone's terms and conditions, but
company that did like a whole bunch of like Lambo giveaways, and they just gave away everything. So it's like, why is this copy pasted from Omaze? And that company was shut down, by the way, for a whole bunch of lawsuits.
I bet the people behind this $1 million mansion are part of this. If they're using, unless of course they're just using the website anyway.
But the Culver City PO box used for copyright claims was the same one Omaze had listed, and the company's name in the document was written as $1 Million Fan Reality Show Incorporate. Actually,
Incorporate. It's a double incorporation.
there was 2 incorporates.
Yes.
$1 Million Fan Reality Show 1 Incorporate. What?
Yes.
And then you had one section which just seemed like ChatGPT was drafting notes.
Oh lord. Below is a revised, tightly drafted replacement section that specifically reframes this charge as a producer fee for audition tape review and background checks, while preserving the non-refundability and squared defensible language. You can drop this in directly in place of the existing section. That's on their site now. The explicit goal was making charges square defensible, harder to dispute through payment processors.
Which also included some like weird note to how to frame payment language and dispute with credit card processors. So it's like, what is this website? What's going on here?
That's a good question.
It was very sloppy. We're using this comment for reference because that original...
Yeah, this screams scam. 20 million yet is being ran from here, posted from LSF, where most comments are being removed. I think that was another thing I remember happening.
The website is no longer up. But the only sponsors anyone could identify were a handful of affiliate links, a supplement brand, and LSF itself.
Yep.
So that's interesting. But nobody could track down who was behind the whole thing or where the $20 million were actually coming from. So naturally, people started saying that this looked like a scam. And on Reddit, still started deleting those comments.
Yeah.
So then...
I get that's where the power tripping comes in, isn't it?
On January 13th, the $1 Million Fan website went offline without any warning or explanation. Within the same few days, though, every social media account associated with the project was either deleted or wiped clean. And at that point, Critical had already put out a video before the shutdown, calling the show suspicious and walking through the red flags. But once the site disappeared, he followed up, pointing out everything about the collapse was consistent with what he described.
And it pertains
and there he is. This pink with zero.
to last night's video about the $20 million reality TV show called The $1 Million Fan Show. I speculated that it was a big scam, and a lot of Twitch streamers had been publicly put on the website. Some had even made announcements about their endorsement of the $1 Million Fan Show, and nothing about it seemed legitimate. But last night on stream, like 45 minutes after I posted the video, they took their website down.
Oh, so he was single-handedly responsible.
Then I was checking their...
Yeah, it's one of those instances. I think this happened like one other time. Someone made a video exposing an AI channel, and then that channel mysteriously disappeared.
There are other ancillary... and all of that is removed.
Then back on Reddit, the conversation had shifted almost entirely from the show to the mod who pinned it. So people were formally reporting stale to Reddit's admin team.
Okay, and there we go. This was the context for all of it.
Asking whether he had been compensated and arguing that using a moderator position to promote an outside project was a direct violation of Reddit's rules. So 2 days later, Reddit's code of conduct team concluded the investigation and removed Stale from the LSF mod team. And this wasn't only his main account, this was also his secondary account, which was Tarot Card. And apparently had a third account called the Positivity Patrol as well.
The hell? Okay.
Removed. So I guess just after...
Was he like IP banned at that point?
His run on Livestream Fail was completely done. Now, this is where things start going downhill. Because on the same day he was removed, he uploaded...
Yeah, he ends up uploading a video expressing his grievances.
A video to YouTube addressing Reddit's CEO, Steve Huffman, also known as Spez. And he, it's safe to say he went viral, to put it lightly.
No, I remember watching that video and I was like, really? This is what your average Reddit mod is like, and it's like about as stereotypical as can possibly be.
All the wrong reasons.
He's just not big, although he's not quite as big as you would expect.
This is a crazy video.
Hello, Spez. I hope you have received this public video that I have created and sent to you via your email. This video is about a topic of deadly seriousness.
Deadly seriousness, he says.
And that is of Reddit moderation and the state of your platform. I became a Reddit moderator for one reason, And that is because I think that Reddit communities and correspondingly its moderators have massive power and influence, and for some reason, nobody seems to notice, care, or take this seriously. To summarize,
I mean, I've noticed. I've seen the Hassan Glazer accounts that will delete anyone that dares to criticize him, but I don't know if he's associated with any of that.
Reddit moderators should be treated like celebrities or influencers.
No. Yes, I remember this, but
Not
no.
because they deserve respect or anything, but because they actually have real power and influence.
Again, I have never seen a stereotype more true than this.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he also defended $1 Million Fan, saying there was no definitive evidence that it was a scam. And he took a direct shot at Critical for what
Yeah, and then I think Charlie made a rebuttal to that.
he felt was irresponsible coverage. And after that, Stale and Critical had this like small back and forth with a couple of response videos. And it was one of those follow-ups that Stale actually made an argument that was slightly more interesting than his original one. Because here he pointed out that he'd been able to run livestream fail for over a year with what he described as near dictatorial control. And for the most part, nobody above him stepped in. And that's not a small admission because, you know, what he essentially was arguing was, if I had all of this unchecked power, imagine who else does.
If we're worried about bias,
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, but... And of course, being the stereotypical nerd, you have to have this nerdy as hell background.
I can promise you that there are way bigger
Granted, there's nothing wrong with liking something like that, but the way that he does it, he's not doing it any justice.
fish to fry that I'm not sure that
Having power, yeah, has less power than Africa. Oh, Lord of mercy.
brand deals for community
Why are you running? Why are you running?
events is really the biggest danger out there.
There are no qualifications to be a Reddit mod.
No.
You're right. Maybe because there are no such qualifications, this is why we're seeing all the problems that we see. Reddit is a $50 billion
Okay, so what qualifications do you have in that case?
company that moderators have power over. Maybe not as much power as an overly invested, egotistical power mod as myself might like to believe, but
Okay, so at least you admit it.
power nonetheless. And most Reddit moderators are completely unqualified, biased, power hungry, and are doing a bad job. And Reddit isn't doing anything to fix it.
Yeah, well, they fixed it by letting you go.
Maybe
That's
it should.
But I
definitely
guess what he didn't understand was that's what all of the mods previously were accusing him of doing. So it's kind of like, okay, you just
exactly.
prove their point, dude. And to be fair,
And Natozi proved my point better than I could because I can't speak for shit.
I mean, Reddit has had recurring issues with moderator overreach for years now. For example, just a couple of months before this whole situation, a single mod on the
Oh, I think I remember this as well.
r/art subreddit locked the entire community after an artist posted about selling their own prints. And apparently they only reopened the subreddit after Reddit staff stepped in. So even though some of the points Dale was making could be true,
No, that's the thing. A lot of people in this kind of position, some of their points are good, but then they get invalidated by other nonsense that they say.
I'm not sure he's the right messenger. And that's
Yeah.
when he made things even worse because he decided to call Congress.
Congress. Out of all of the desperate things that you need to do, I'm pretty sure Congress has a far more things to worry about than that.
Like, literally. Dude, what are they gonna do? What? I guess the second he realized...
I'm pretty sure the people in Congress are too old to know how Reddit works. Like that one news, what was it? This one news broadcast that was like, who is this 4chan? What makes you think that they're gonna know what Preddit is?
There was some sort of backlash and the videos maybe weren't landing the way he probably expected. He uploaded a video talking about
4 layers of irony. Are you serious? I'd like to think that you are, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure you aren't.
the
You can't be serious because you're doing something as bullshit as this.
4 levels of irony, which sounds a little bit like a pivot to me.
Yeah.
But, you know, then a month later, he starts calling Congress. Again, what are they going to do? You are a Reddit mod. I mean, ex-Reddit mod.
Yeah.
What does Congress have anything to do with a Reddit mod? Like,
He's probably going to appeal freedom of speech or something.
if you want to be a Reddit mod so bad, just make your own subreddit. But in
Well, didn't he get banned?
February, almost a whole month after this video, Stale started posting a series of videos making phone calls to government officials.
Oh my god,
Now-
there's no way. How many of these exist? I don't want to look it up because I'm not going to give him the satisfaction, but how many of them exist?
To understand why that even happened, back in November, executives from Reddit, Twitch, Discord, and Steam had been called on the front of the House Oversight Committee for a closed-door session about extremist content on their platforms. Those sessions were transcribed, and the transcripts are supposed to be released to the public at some point.
Are we talking to... Hassan is... Hassan's sweating right now, knowing that Twitch has been getting away with it for the stranger half of at least 2 years. It's about time.
Stale had decided to try to make that happen by himself.
Let's make the call.
The House Committee on Oversight and Government.
Hi, I'm calling back
Oh my god, and he filmed himself doing all this?
about getting some transcripts for an unreleased kind of event that happened. There was meetings with companies like Twitch and Discord, and were these ever released? This is about a couple months ago. Somebody told me to call back today.
So apparently, after being removed from the subreddit, he convinced himself that the closed-door meeting transcripts might contain something significant, possibly discussions about the platform moderation that hadn't been made public yet. So,
And what would exactly they have to do with you? Are they gonna expose the alleged scam that you were running?
so he started treating them less like common government records and more like hidden evidence to help
To somehow make him appear like he's more important than he really is.
him make a case for himself somehow. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand his mission. But he called for 3 consecutive days, working his way through different staffers
And did he record himself doing all of this?
and officials each time, asking them to release what he was calling the Twitch and Reddit files. And
Good lord.
at least by the 3rd day, someone told him the committee was aware of his request and we're looking into it.
Hi, I'm calling back
Oh my god.
to see about an update of something that I called about previously. Some meetings with internet companies like Twitch and Reddit, and I think people forgot to release the transcripts.
People
I believe we talked about the snapper Peter.
Yep.
I believe, and we got back with the team, and they're currently they are aware of that. So that's the update I have for you now, but they are aware.
Okay, so they are aware. Were they, just to ask, did they forget before, or like, was it just like in the works, or I guess they just were working on it?
It's just in there. I don't have an answer for you, but they are aware.
Awesome.
So apparently, contacting the government is pretty common, but in this context, it just made it kind of funny. So in the end, Stale's situation turned out to be multiple stories, which kind of overlap that I wanted to cover. You obviously have the $1 million fan side, which doesn't make sense whatsoever. You have the moderation history, and then finally you have all of his hypocrisy. But either way, the dude, I guess, just destroyed his dream life of being a Reddit mod because he was a little bit too power hungry.
Yeah, there we go. Let the record show, don't ever be a Reddit mod. You'll end up regretting it for the rest of your existence. Because then you'll end up making these bullshit ass videos and making yourself looking even more absurd.